Today in Higher Learning, when you talk about learning online, most people think about distance learning programs where students can take classes to get a degree from home. But online classes are becoming a part of life on campus at a growing number of colleges across the country. Here to talk about it is Peter Kerwin from the Rhode Island Higher Education Assistance Authority. Good morning, Peter. Thanks so much for being here.
Good morning, Ben. No problem.
These things, they really seem to be taking off. Why is the growth in online learning campus, why is it doing so much more than just the traditional way?
Yeah, there are a lot of factors driving it. I mean, they had a great piece in the Chronicle of Higher Education called Tomorrow's College, where they focused on University of Central Florida, which is doing a lot in terms of online learning. It's one of the largest public institutions in the country, so it's an interesting kind of place to look at and see what's going on at this incubator. And they're offering a lot of, obviously, the face-to-face kind of classes that you traditionally get on a college campus, but they're mixing in more online learning and more what they call blended courses, where you get some face-to-face time with the professor, but mainly it's online. The point of it is, it's not only happening in Central Florida. I mean, in Minnesota, in Maryland, they're looking now at having a requirement that 12 courses a year be taken at least in some sort of alternative learning mode, which is usually online. Texas is looking at doing the same thing. And in Minnesota, they're talking about requiring students by 2015 to have 25% of their credits online.
Wow. Yeah. There's money behind everything, so I'm assuming this is cost-effective?
That's the big driver here. I mean, money is the biggest driver. Yep. I mean, what it means for the universities is, at a time when public institutions are not getting financed from the state very well, it allows them to expand access without having to expand their physical footprint, build more buildings, have more classrooms. It's an easy way to do that. It also means, less staffing for them, less resources, so it's saving money that way. And for students on their end, it means it's easier then to get your degree in 3 years instead of 4, so you're reducing your cost of college education somewhat.
Does this benefit students, or where do you see this going?
It can. I mean, like anything else, it depends on how it's done.
Yeah.
The story focused on a couple of different students in Central Florida. One of them was a hospitality major who's a minor in dance. She's doing she's got a job at the local Marriott, which is part of her major.
Yeah.
She's doing a community service project, and she's also serving as a resident assistant.
Which a lot of students do.
Yeah, a lot of students have to do that.
Busy.
So, I mean, she couldn't be taking a full course load if she weren't taking some of these online classes with the blended classes. It gives her the flexibility to build a schedule that's a little crazier than you could afford if you had to be in a classroom every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever.
We only got about 15 seconds. Really quickly, in 5 or 10 years, do you see almost every school going to something like this, where a few classes are required to be taken online?
Well, look, I mean, one of the big indicators is the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is pouring $20 million into a project to improve technology in higher education.
Mm-hmm.
They're really looking at this area. So, I mean, they're pushing it in that direction. I think the finances are kind of pushing it in that direction. We're going to see a lot more of it on campus.
Really, really interesting stuff. Thanks so much for being here,
Yeah, no
Peter.
problem.
For more information, just head over to the College Bound Fund. You can find that at foxprovidence.com.